Hi, my name is Levi. I'm 21 and I'm a tattooist.
You are also the youngest member of the team and have been involved since you were a young teenager. Do you think your work with HUGS has changed your perspective on life?
Yes, it definitely has changed my perspective. I can kind of now appreciate what's good and not have to worry so much about the bad stuff. Not that it's not bad, but I can appreciate the positive stuff more than that, because I've seen so much hardship and I know how to deal with it. I know probably more than most people at my age on matters that are bad in life.
You are a tattooist and obviously you have many tattoos. Do you think you are victimised by society because of this?
I think victimised is probably the wrong word. I think it's more so I get more stares than most, I get more questions, I get more kind of looks and things like that. I think people do judge me quite a lot more than what they should, because of my tattoos, because of the way I look, because I listen to loud and heavy music. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm only 21 and I'm doing my dream job because that is the only thing I could ever imagine doing. And I'm also trusting a charity, which not many other 21-year-olds could say, really.
A lot of people think children who show some form of individuality are often given a label by society. Do you think kids today are judged too easily?
Yes, I do. I think they're all tarred with the same brush, which is ridiculous, really, because you know, kids are kids at the end of the day. They're going to go out and they're going to be loud and they're going to be screaming around the streets. You know, that's just what kids do. Doesn't mean that they're delinquents. It just means that they're trying to have a good time. And given the areas that we live in, there isn't a lot more for them to do. I think kids are misinterpreted and misunderstood a lot of the time. I think a lot of people think that just because they're out there going crazy, or even just when they're inside and playing their Xboxes or they're on their phones, it's not their fault at the end of the day. If they've got an iPhone and they're playing games on it, and like people will say that they don't have a proper life, then that's stupid, because it's not them that invented the phones, it's not them that invented technology, they're just utilising it. Utilising it to its fullest potential, and why wouldn't you? You know, you've got these games, you don't even have to get up and get showered and get out of the house, so why not? And even so, when they do get out, then they all get classed as jobs because they're just hanging around the streets. But as a teenager, there's not really anything else you can do.
You have seen and been through a lot in your life to date. What would you actually say was the hardest thing that you've actually had to live through?
I'd say that's a tricky question, because I've been through quite a lot. Probably the worst thing that I had to see was my grandparents dying, and the grief that my whole family went through. I would not wish that on anyone. Not just my feelings and my grief, more so everyone else's. I could see how much everyone else was hurting, and to have so many people all in pain in the same room was just a horrible experience. It just wasn't pleasant for me at all. So either that or being verbally abused and getting death threats when I was about 6 or 7 years old from some unpleasant neighbours that we had. But I think that's made me a stronger person, because now I don't take abuse from anyone. But it was hard. It was really hard at the time. I was scared to go to school. I was scared to go out of my house. And for a 7-year-old to have to deal with that was pretty intense. And I developed panic attacks out of it, and anxiety issues, which obviously wasn't good for a kid of my age. But again, it's made me a better person, because now I can know how to deal with things like that now.
If you could give one piece of advice to a teenager that could be watching this video link now, what would it be?
Probably be just to have faith in yourself. Don't lose hope that there's something better out there. Just because you feel low and down and maybe stuck in a rut right now doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever. You know, you're only a teenager, you're still young, and there are so many great things out there. You know, there's the whole world to see. So just because you feel down now, as long as you've got faith in yourself and you don't give up the hope, you don't give up on your dreams, then you'll be fine.
Thank you, Levi.
Bye. one more thing as well. I just want you all guys to listen up. You just never lose sight of who you are, and don't let the problems of today convince you that you're not beautiful, because things will work out for the better as long as you keep your chin up and stay positive. Woo!